Hello, hello. What's going on, Wired fam? Hope everybody's doing well. Coming at you guys from the shop tonight on a Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing good. We are actually on the computer tonight. Hopefully you guys, can everybody hear me, see me okay? Hopefully we got everything rolling. I'm getting off my phone, getting back on the computer, hopefully. All right. Let me know if you can see me. When you get on tonight, let me know where you're from. Drop me a hello. Always like to see where we're reaching out to. Make sure you drop me a hello. Let me know where you're from. Let's see who we got on so far. We got several on already tonight. Slab Happy, what's up? I'm ready for Douglas. I just hope the Crappie show up. Well, they will. They will. Trust me, the Crappie will show up. There's no doubt about that. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get out there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my thing's falling off here. Hang on a second, guys. Let's see. Let me get that put back here in the back. There we go. All right. I think they'll show up just fine. There's plenty of crappie left in Douglas Lake. I'm not going to get into all that tonight, but there's plenty of crappie left in the lake. You know what I'm saying? Actually, let's move over to here. If you guys don't care, we're going to make a little move because I don't like those lights over my shoulder. Those lights are aggravating me. All right. Yeah, let's get back over here at our console. Whoop. All right. There we go. You get back over here where I can think. Those lights over my head were driving me nuts. All right. So, back in the shop tonight. Back on the computer tonight doing the live. Hopefully, you guys can hear and see me fine. Like I said. And let's see, who else do we have? We got Billy Noble. Hello, Wired family. Dallas, Texas. What's going on? James Williams from Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. What's going on, James? Kenny Hendricks. Hello, hello. Let's see. Misty Martin. Misty from Crappie Cove in Maryville, Tennessee. What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're doing well, Misty. Misty, how many do we have registered for the Crappie Cove ACC Big Crappie Bash? How many do we have registered right now, Misty? What are we up to? Barry Wallace, waiting from Robbinsville, North Carolina. What's going on? Ronald Dills, good evening, Matt from Asheboro, North Carolina. It's been terrible windy here today. I hope you and your family are doing well, my friend. We are doing well. Thank you for asking. And it has been terribly windy here as well today. So we had some weather today come in. Got quite a bit of rain and got quite a bit of rain today and got some pretty high winds. So we had some weather come through today as well, but it's supposed to move out. Well, it's gone now. It's pretty much moved out, but we have some more weather coming in Friday and maybe Saturday morning. I think it's supposed to move out Friday night, early Saturday morning. So we should be good for the Douglas tournament this weekend. Should have a pretty good day, I think. So it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully catch a lot of fish. Let's see. Jonathan Brown from Lenore City, thanks for an awesome trip Saturday morning. Well, you're very welcome, Don. If you guys did not see Don's fish from Saturday morning, Don caught a 268 on Teleco, okay? 268 on Teleco, pulling the wired for crappie planer boards, caught on an ACC crappie stick, 10-footer, handled the boards well, right, Don? I get asked all the time if an ACC will handle boards. Absolutely it will, without a problem. I got a photo of that somewhere right here. Don's fish, if you hadn't seen it. Let's see. There it is, right? There you go, guys. Look at that pig. Mr. Don caught a giant on Teleco, 2.68 pounds. An absolute Teleco giant. So, a lot of fun. We had a great trip. Thank you for going with me, Don. I had a blast. I can't wait for the next one. Let me know when you're ready to go again. We'll do it again, buddy. Tom A. from Pennsylvania, what's going on? Virgil McMurray, hello, hello. Jimmy Pratt, what's going on, Jimmy? Let's see. Bison, what's going on from Chatham, Virginia? Stuart Ferris, hello, hello. Hey, Matt, see my article? See your article. What article, Larry? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Jeff from West Virginia, what's going on? Paul, what's going on? I saw your booking, Paul. Came through earlier. Jonathan Hunt, hello, Matt. Bee Springs, Kentucky. Paul, I'm going to get with you and talk about where we're going to go. I saw it come through, but I didn't look at it yet, so we'll talk about that here later. LaRue, ready for this Douglas tournament? What's everyone think the winning weight will be? Well, I'll let you guys comment on that, the ones that are on here that know Douglas, and then I'll weigh in on my I'll give my 2 cents after everybody comments. But what do you think the winning weight on Douglas will be? And you don't have to, listen, 7 live fish, you don't have to wait, or you don't have to be from Douglas. Let's hear it. I'll tell you what, LaRue, since you put this question on the live tonight, let's do this. I will donate 3 packs of bonehead tackle jigs to the person that gets the closest to the winning weight this Saturday on Douglas Lake. And we will announce that on the next live. So if you will, in the comment section, if you're watching this live right now or you're watching after the live aired, between now and this Saturday, I'm going to cut it off this Saturday. Obviously, that's the tournament. This March 2nd. 3 packs of bonehead tackle jigs to the winner who guesses closest to the weight. You don't have to get it exact, closest to the weight. So go ahead and in the comment section, what do you guys think the winning weight will be? 7 live fish, 7 live crappie. What's the winning weight going to be on Douglas Lake? And a bonus for those. And a bonus. Let's do a bonus. And a bonus. A pack of your choice, ACC Crappie Stix line, fishing line, the new High Vis ACC Crappie Stix line. That is High Vis yellow or braid. Your choice of poundage and flavor of the new ACC Crappie Stix line, braid or mono. That's a bonus if you can also guess who the winning angler will be. If you can guess the winning angler and get closest to the weight and the winning angler. Now, if the guy that gets closest weight doesn't choose the winning angler, you don't get the bonus. But if you get both of them correct, you get 3 packs of bonehead tackle jigs and a line of your choice. Okay? So ready, go. Winning angler and the weight. Jonathan Hunt, what's going on? LaRue, we got you. Joel Nash in the house, Mr. Joel Nash, the Joel Nash in the house. What's up, Zenas? I need some planer boards before Saturday. Well, you're not the only one. I've had about 3 messages that said, I need them before Saturday. Well, let me tell you guys something. We are shipping out planer boards. I am shipping out planer boards. I always say we. My wife says, who are you talking about? You got a mouse in your pocket? No. I am shipping out planer boards as quickly as I possibly can, okay? Planer boards are going out the door as fast as I can get them made. I am behind on planer boards. They are back ordered, but I promise you I'm catching up. So I've got all of the online orders done. I'm caught up online for those that have ordered online. If you have placed an order online, there's 3 orders going out tomorrow, and those are the last 3 online orders that I have. Now I'm making orders for those that have told me they want to come pick up orders. So I've got about 20 more sets of boards to make. As soon as those get ready, I'll contact everybody and let them know, but they are coming. I had to order more materials because I ran out of materials. The materials are here. Everything I need for it's here. I just got to sit down, put my head down and do it, and I should be caught up by the weekend, okay? By this weekend, there's a couple long nights ahead of me, but I should be caught up by this weekend. So if you are interested in planer boards, needing planer boards, or just want to try planer board fishing, you can go to wiredforcrappie.com. You can purchase planer boards there. Every planer board is made by me in this shop, sitting right here. So if you have any issues with a board, if you have any, if something tears up and you need a replacement or a fix or whatever, you just holler at me. We'll hook you up, okay? If you say, man, I like fishing that way, I need more, I'll hook you up with that too. So boards, you can check them out, wiredforcrappie.com, or just holler at me if you're local and you need to pick them up or want to pick them up or whatnot. But I am going to get caught up on boards this week for sure. All right, Tyco Felt, what's going on? Rick Martin, hello, Wired from Conway, Arkansas. Shane Jones, hello from Shelbyville, Tennessee. Bison, nice one. That was a nice one for sure. Eric, hello. Dave Williams, what's going on, Dave? That's a real slab. Ain't no doubt. That's a big one. I mean, that was a monster. For Tellico, that's the biggest fish I've personally seen come out of Tellico Lake. Okay. Tellico Lake is known for going down there and just pulling one in the boat after the other. Okay. It's known for catching a lot of fish, but it is not known for 268s. And that thing, when it came up, I thought it was a catfish when he was reeling it in. I'm standing on the side of the boat with the net going, oh, that's a catfish or a stripe or something. And that thing come up, rolled over, and I saw that big pie plate. And I went, oh my God. I stuck at that underneath it. I tried myself to control myself because I was ready to jump out of the boat. And Don was just so cool about it. He's like, oh yeah, that's a big one, man. That's a big one. I'm like, yeah, it's a big one. I'm like, woohoo! Yeah, I'm wanting to scream. I'm like, don't show yourself. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. But it was definitely a dandy fish. There's no doubt about it. Tice is looking forward to this weekend. Me too. George Hamby, what's up? Larry Merrick, March issue of Crappie Now. I'm a published article. I'll check that out. I will check that out, Mr. Larry. Randy Brim, Central Illinois checking in. What's going on? Joel Nash, 11:15. Joel's saying 11:15. Hey, Chris, what's going on? From Rockwood, that 268 had a very cool pattern. Couldn't tell if it was a black or a white because it had some bars on it. It is actually, that fish was actually a hybrid. So that was a hybrid crappie. They typically have a black crappie pattern, but they have that hint of white crappie pattern. And then they have 6. So a black crappie will have 7 to 8 splines, dorsal splines. 7 or 8 is a black crappie. 5 to 6 is a white crappie. So it's that kind of that black crappie pattern, but the splines of a white crappie. And then you kind of, when that fish painted up, you could kind of see a little bit of vertical bar in it too. So yes, to answer that question, that was a hybrid crappie. There's no doubt, 100% guaranteed hybrid. I looked at it 15 different ways from Sunday, and it is a hybrid crappie. So I was curious of the same thing when I got to looking at it, and that is probably one of the first hybrids I've seen come out of that lake. I'm not sure that wasn't an implanted fish from when we used to have tournaments from Watts Bar at the canal ramp. People would go fish Watts Bar from the canal, and I'm not sure that isn't one of the crappie that got brought back and implanted into Tellico. So, but beautiful fish, definitely a hybrid, and really, really cool. They're known for growing very large, okay? Hybrid crappie are known for getting big. And that one definitely is. It definitely is. And Don decided to let it go, so it's still in Tellico Lake. That fish is still swimming around, and when it eggs out, it'll be a 3-pounder. It's a big fish, definitely. Definitely a big fish. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, here's some guesses. 12.5. Joel says 11:15. Ty says 8:65, 10:60, 11:53, 10:40 from Mr. Jimmy Pratt. Dave says 11:78. Virgil says 9:75, 9:36, 10:65, 10:75, 8:83. Is that closest without going over or just closest? Just closest. Just closest weight. Okay, if we have a tie, I'll double it. So let's say 10 pounds even is the winning bag, and somebody has 999 and somebody has 1001. I'll double it and give both of you a package. Okay. Closest to the winning weight. George Hamby, 9:58, 12:36, 11, 12:25, 11:34. Matt, I don't know about that. I ain't been on Douglas in a long time. 12:45, 10:28, 11:67. Mr. Perry Hensley, 11:78. Pratt Brothers, 9:58. 12:25, Perry. Oh, you got Perry. You got some followers, my friend. You got some followers. Central Maine. What's going on, Matt? Hey, Matt. Catching the live chat here for the first time. What's going on, Ron? Well, glad you're here with us. Appreciate you for being here, buddy. If you have any questions, want to know anything, or just have any comments that you'd like to share, put it in the comment section. I always like to say hello to you guys and answer any questions that you guys may have. So if you have anything come up during the live that you want to ask, please ask it. Paul Barrett, 988, Zenus. I hope I have over 988. but I appreciate the love. Steve from Maryland, what's going on? 955, Zenas, 911, Team Zenas, what's going on? 921, Joel Nash and his partner. 1110, 99, 945, 1123, 12.3. Do you put the black or the red stripe up on the new stump bug? That's a good question. You put the black or the red stripe up on the new stump bug. So, you know, it just depends on kind of what lake I'm fishing and where I'm fishing, to be honest with you. I don't have a preference as to putting the black or the red side up. If I'm fishing Loudon or I'm fishing anywhere below 20 feet, I'd probably put the black side up and the red side down. If I'm fishing shallower, I'd probably put the black side down and the red side up. That'd be me. But if I'm on Loudon, the red side's going down for sure. Mr. Joe, 1085. Matt with 1136. I like 1136. I could do 1136. That'd be all right. I'd be all right with that, Donathan. Faux show. I would not mind having 1136. Listen, Douglas is going to be a good event, and Douglas is going to get some big fish caught. Now, we're going to find out Friday kind of where some of those fish are, because I am planning on going up there Friday. I have not been on Douglas since the last Douglas tournament, and the last Douglas tournament was I want to say it was last December. Wait a minute. What is not this past December, but the December before is when I want to say, yeah, that's the last time I was on Douglas that I can remember. Now you got me curious. When was the last time we fished Douglas in the club? The last Douglas tournament for the club was, that was way back. Yikesies. All right, let's see here. I can tell you real quick. Let's see. Let's just go to East Tennessee Crappie Club on Facebook. You're not following East Tennessee Crappie Club on Facebook. You probably should be. A lot of cool stuff goes on that page. All right. So, the last tournament on Douglas was, December of 2022. This guy's not fished Douglas since December of 2022. So, December of 2022 is the last time that this guy was on Douglas. All right. Now, with that being said, the last time I was on Cherokee was November of 2022 and was able to pull off a win on Cherokee in 2023 in November. And I didn't even pre-fish for that one. I got lucky. I got super lucky on that one. There's no doubt about it. But I am going Friday to Douglas to try to find a pattern, because I just, as much as I would love to take the chance again and see if we could go win one without pre-fishing, I don't think I'm going to on this one. I think I'm going to go up there and spend a little bit of time. So if anybody's around Douglas Lake on Friday, I will be on the lake. If you see me on the lake, come say hello, drive by, give me a handshake. I've probably got decals laying around in the boat that I'd love to give you. And like I said, if you see me, say hello, okay? Now, if you see me fishing, you can say hello, just don't tell nobody where you saw me at. We'll drive down the lake to one of Joel's spots and we'll take some pictures. Okay. So if you want to do that, you can jump in the boat. We'll run down to one of Joel's spots and we'll take some photos, send it to him, put it on Facebook. These Facebook guys, they like watching Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here. George said, as of right now, I'm trying to get a keeper in the boat. Yeah, that's kind of me too. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm getting ready to get myself into, but we're going to find out. It's going to be cold tonight, and I hear 70 by Sunday. What's your thoughts on how the weather is affecting the bite? Very good question, Eric. So I need to go look. I really hadn't looked at when it's supposed to warm back up. I know by Saturday, it's going to be back in the mid to upper 60s. And I know that it's not going to get down much below, I think, I think 40. Let me look. Oh, junk. Weather. Weather 36 tonight. So it's 36 tonight. It's 29 Thursday, 37 Friday, and rain. And then Saturday is 45, 62. So, it's not going to be really, really, really cold too long. The highs for those days are 52 and 51. So it's going to warm back up during the day. Yes, it's going to be cold during the night, but it's going to warm back up during the day. A cold front that's kind of this short-lived, this is kind of a short cold front, is what I would consider a short cold front. I don't know that it's going to have a huge effect on the fish. I think it's going to have a little bit of effect on certain fish. Some of those shallow water fish and some of those smaller fish, it's going to affect a lot more than it's going to fish. Then it's going to affect those larger fish and those deeper fish because it's just going to be this kind of short-lived cold front. So it's not going to affect much. It's not going to affect too much too fast because it's just a short-lived cold front. Probably not the water temperatures up there, probably somewhere. Again, I hadn't been on Douglas, but let's take Tellico, for instance. I've been on Tellico a lot lately, and the water temperatures are like 50, 51 up there. You're not going to get down below that too far. So it's really not going to affect those surface temps a whole lot because it's getting back up to 50, 51 during the day. Okay, so yes, it's going to get below 50 at night, but then during the day, you're going to get some sunshine and that 50 degrees, which is kind of where that water surface temp is now. So it's going to equal it out a little bit. It's not going to mess with it a whole lot, is what I'm trying to say. Trying to give you an explanation as to why I'm going to say that or why I'm saying that. But, yeah, it's not going to affect it a whole lot. All right, computer, what are you doing? I was there Monday. If you launch from the Dandridge ramp, they have the pier where you can get out of your boat while you park the truck, jacked all the way to the top of the ramp. So if you're fishing the tournament Saturday, we're actually going to meet and register everybody at the Point parking lot, which is across the street from the entrance to the Dandridge ramp. If you're coming there, you have to come boat and anglers. Okay, bring your boat, bring both anglers to check in for registration. Okay. Matt, I'll give a donation to Ride Along Friday. I hear you. Well, you're welcome to ride along. I'm just going to put a blinder up in between me and the screen, and I'm just going to stare at the screen all the time. But you're welcome to ride along if you want. Oh, very good question. What would you recommend to get first, live scope or spot lock trolling motor? I just got a 14-foot John boat, only have a trolling motor in the back. If you have the ability to hold your boat in position, okay, you don't have to have a spot lock trolling motor. If you can run your trolling motor well and keep that boat in position, then live scope is first, okay? Don't put your live scope on your trolling motor, put it on a separate pole. That way, if your boat does float around a little bit, you can move your pole and keep your jig on the screen. But I would do live scope first, then trolling motor second. That's just me. I say that because there's a lot of times when I don't use spot lock. There's a lot of ways that I fish, and a lot of times that I fish that I drive with my foot pedal. So if you have the ability to keep your boat in a general position, I would do live scope first, get a pole for your live scope transducer. That way, when your boat does kind of move or float a little bit, or blow in the wind a little bit or current or whatnot, you can keep that jig. You move that pole a little bit, keep that jig on your screen. Okay. That would be my suggestion. And then obviously at some point, if you want to upgrade to that spot lock trolling motor, go for it. I'll be blessed to get my 7 against the anglers in the East Tennessee Crappie Club. Well, that's the truth. I mean, it's anybody's. That's what I love about that club so much is it's anybody's game when you show up down there. It's very rare that anybody win multiple tournaments in a year. Last year, I don't think anybody won multiple tournaments. And I think this year, there hadn't been anybody. Well, I won Cherokee and I won Tellico, but there hadn't been any repeat other than that in the club that I can remember. I don't think. Unless Joel repeated once. Let me look. But yeah, that's what I love about that club so much is the anglers in that club. The anglers in that club are good. There's some dang good fishermen in East Tennessee, no doubt. So let's see. Yeah, there's been a different winner every tournament except for the Cherokee Tellico tournament so far this year. So like I said, just a lot of good anglers, and it's anybody's game when you show up that morning. That's for sure. Dave Williams, usually a cold snap that doesn't last long won't change the water temps much. That's right. It's not going to change a whole lot. It's going to affect some of those smaller fish, like I said, a little more in the larger fish. Those larger fish really aren't going to get too affected by it. I don't think. Ronnie Harris, good evening, Matt from Georgia. What's going on, Ronnie? Joel Nash, I can't wait to watch Matt and Josh race. Ray and Jimmy Pratt. Race starts at the end of the walkway. I'm not racing on this one. Hey, I'm going to take my boat, and I'm going to start the motor, and I'm going to back out of that slip, and I'm going to turn the motor off, and I'm going to put the trolling motor down, and I'm starting fishing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start fishing right there. Well, from here to there, from the ramp. I'm going to put the trolling motor down, and I'm heading south. All right. So let them run all they want. I'm going to burn the least amount of gas. You watch this tournament. Except for Friday. I'll spend a lot of gas Friday. All right, I'm with you, Perry. If I could get 7 keepers, I'll be more than happy. Yeah, me too. Tycho Felt, what are the times for this tournament? So the times for the tournament are going to change a little bit. The times for the tournament are from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So we're going to get everybody a little bit of extra time in the morning to get out there and first of all, get to the ramp, get the boat put in, get out there to your fishing spot. So 8 to 4 is what we're going to do. We're doing that also because there's a lot of bass tournaments and a lot of bass guys that are going to be there Saturday morning at the ramp, which is going to congest things. We're going to try to let them get in and get out of the way before we enter into that congestion. So we're going to do 8 to 4, back to the weigh-in by 5. I have to have a good spot to race to, not my favorite lake. That's funny. I've got a couple spots in my sleeve. So listen, I told everybody this. You guys will see it because we're going to video it, okay? But I'm going back old school. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I told somebody this earlier. I'm going back old school on Douglas, baby. We're going to go back to some old school stuff. We're going to try to put the cattywampus on them with some old school techniques. Like I was telling Jimmy Pratt the other day, I still got a few tricks up my sleeve. This old dog right here got a few tricks up his sleeve that, with all this new technology and all this new stuff that's out, it's great. Don't get me wrong. And it's a whole lot of fun to get up there and see that fish and watch him bite. But I still got a trick or two up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go back to doing some old school stuff, and we're going to try it out, see how it works. Hopefully, we'll have a good report, and it'll make a good video for you guys. So we'll see what it is. Slab Happy. Float and fly. You throwing a float and fly? That's not even old school. That's ancient. That's way back in the day, my friend. Joe said, you'll be scoping by 10 o'clock. Yeah, well, I didn't scope it. I didn't scope by 10 o'clock at Telco, that's for sure. We pull boards all day long. Hey, look, we got lucky on Telco that the wind didn't get up worse than it's supposed to. I mean, it got up there for a little bit, but then it died off. If it wouldn't have died off, we would have been in trouble. We got very lucky when it came to the wind. So, maybe we'll get lucky again this tournament. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm hoping I don't have to live scope. I'm hoping I can pull off some old school magic again. You know what I mean? All right, hear you on that, Jimmy Pratt. I need the water to come up 35 feet for me to have a spot. No, you said you were going old school. Oh, yeah, I am going old school. No, not floating flying, but I am going old school. You can't ask me. You got to watch the video when it comes out. You can't just ask me what I'm going to be doing for my old school. You just going to have to watch the video, see how we do. You know what I'm saying? I got to play up the video. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't just give it to you now because then you'll be like, I already know what that is. You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, old school. It's going to be we're going to have a nice thumbnail. It says old school crappie. I can see it now. It's going to be nice. Look at me talking like a creator. What do you think about that? He's going to go old school, but he be new schooling by 10. No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that ain't funny. Don't laugh at that. What are y'all talking about? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time. What's up, Ray Pratt? Ray Pratt's texting me. He said he can't text or comment because he doesn't have an account. You guys, somebody needs to help Ray get an account on YouTube because he don't have an account on YouTube, so he can't get on here and comment because he don't have an account set up. So we need to get Ray some help. Somebody, Jimmy, help Ray at work tomorrow. Get the YouTube app so that he can comment on our lives. Keep him awake. I'm trying to keep him awake late at night. All right, I've caught more than I count on old school crappie flies that I tie. Hey, that's pretty cool. I hadn't fished with a fly in so long. It's been a long time since I fished with a fly. All right, Joe Nash, you ain't scoping, you're hoping. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you ain't scoping, you're hoping. Yeah, at Telco, nah, I knew exactly what was going down at Telco. We come in there, and we was like, I'll leave all that stuff up front. We're standing back here. We're going to catch some fish. We're going to win a tournament. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't no hoping, scoping, floping, groping, all that crap. We're fishing. We're catching crappie. We're doing it the old school way. You know what I'm saying? We're going back to some of these old school techniques. Hey, let everybody go out there and chase them. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go out there and chase them with them thing like this. We'll be right here. We're going to get it. We'll see. Now watch. I'll go Friday and I won't be able to do it. I'll go Friday and be like, whoopsies. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's going to be the fun part of it. It's just going out there, and that's one of my favorite things to do is go out there and pattern fish. I want to go out there and I want to find them, right? And you got to find them fast. And part of finding them fast is just everything, the weather, the transition that they're in, time of year, the water temperatures, the moon phase, all this stuff that you can take into account, and then making the best educated choice of where those fish are going to be, then go look for them. If you find them, you got to figure out what size they are. Find that larger age class, boom, you're there. If they're small, you got to hit the next one. Okay, what's next? What do I go to after that? And just working through my progressions of trying to figure out where that larger age class of fish is. That's what I'm looking for. When I go out scouting for a tournament, I'm not just trying to find fish, guys. I'm going out there to try to find that larger age class of fish. Where are they at? What are they doing? And then I've got to ask myself, okay, like I'm going to find them Friday. I'm going to ask myself, what's going to happen between now and Friday? If I go out there and I find them at 4 o'clock on a Friday, okay, say it's 4 o'clock and I find them on a flat. They're up on this flat, they're feeding, okay? Where am I going to find that group of fish? It's not just go back to that flat and fish that flat. because you found them at 4 o'clock. They're moving up to feed for the evening. Where are they going to be in the morning? Are they going to be on that flat? Are they going to be out on the edge of that creek channel? Are they going to be up in that pocket? Are they going to be over on that point? Where are those fish going to be in the morning? It's not just about finding fish. You also have to take into account where's the larger age class of fish. This is tournament fishing, okay? This isn't just fun fishing. Where's the larger age class of fish? What are those fish going to do when you leave those fish? Because like I said, if you find them at 8 o'clock in the morning, they might be there at 8 o'clock the next morning. But if you find them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you might go there at 8 o'clock in the morning and not do any good. I mean, you may strike out. Then you got to figure out, where did those fish go? Where are those fish going to be? Hey, there he is. What's up, Ray? Ray's back. I am right here. Just figured out how to reply. So, think to yourself, where are those fish going to be? Where are they going to go? Because it's not just about finding them. It's about following them, too. It's about knowing the habits of those fish, knowing where they're going to go. They're not always. Sometimes they will set right there. They'll stay right there. You can go right back and find them. But not always are they going to set right there. So you got to know what to do when those fish move and how to kind of follow them around the lake. What structures or what contours are they going to use or utilize to move throughout the lake? And then you can stay on those fish, okay? It's not just going and finding that larger age class and saying, I know where my spot is. That's not it. That's not what it's all about. You got to think beyond that. And you got to think, if they're not there, where are they going to go, right? Because you never know when those fish will move. And they will move. Trust me. Tournament fishermen, can I get a hallelujah? They will move. All right. Alex, I'm planning a trip to Tellico Lake this Saturday. I've never been. What's the best boat ramp put in right now? Pretty much any ramp on Tellico you can get in right now. I don't know that there's necessarily a best ramp. With the rain today, I'd probably put in, if you want to catch a lot of fish, I'd probably look at Baker's Creek ramp, and I'd fish creek channels in Baker's Creek. That'd probably be where I'd start. With the rain today and the rain Friday, I'd probably start somewhere right there. Matt, got a question about pulling boards. Do you still try to pull when it gets choppy and windy? Absolutely, I do. Yeah. Now, if you get 3-foot rollers, you're not going to pull boards in that. But if it gets choppy and windy, sure, absolutely, I'll pull boards. We pulled boards at Tellico when it got windy. Like I said, I mean, the problem with boards and the thing that you have to combat, and I have several ways to combat it, but is when you're pulling into the wind, those boards are jumping waves, okay? Come up over a wave and literally go airborne and land back down because you're pulling them against the current, against that wind, against that wave. When you're pulling with the wind is better, but it's harder to keep your boat at the current at the speed you're looking to achieve. So if you're looking to achieve 0.8 to 1 mile an hour, you get a 10-mile-an-hour wind directly behind you pushing your boat. It's hard to keep that 0.8 to 1 mile an hour and still have control of the boat. You can't just let the wind push you because your boat's going to be all over the place. It's going to turn. It's going to twist. It's going to, it's not going to dry. It's not going to ride true in the water, front to back, straight forward. If you don't have it under power of the trolling motor and you're not basically pulling the boat, right? So, you kind of have to figure out which is the better of two evils. Do you go into the wind and let those boards kind of jump, which that means the baits are up and down, up and down. One thing I have found, if you're going into the wind, you slow down. That helps because when you slow down, when you're pulling into the wind, okay, let's say you're coming right up the wind, wind's coming this way, and it's hitting that jig. First of all, it's pushing that jig up because there's additional drag on that jig from the current or the wind coming across the lake, and it's picking that jig up. So if you slow down, it puts that jig back where you want it, and also the boards don't bounce as bad if you slow down a little bit. So if I'm pulling 0.9 to 1 mile an hour, let's say 1 mile an hour is my speed that I'm finding the fish want. If I turn into a 5 to 10 mile an hour wind, I'll actually bump that down to 0.8 and I'll still catch fish because my jig will ride in the same lane, if you will, or the same depth. And then when I turn around and go with the wind, I may actually speed up a little bit because one, I can I don't want to speed up to the point where my jigs are too fast for the fish, which crappie swim 40 mile an hour, so it's not really that big of a deal. But when I'm going with the wind, I will speed up just a little bit because the current, again, pushing that jig from the back is actually forcing that jig down, okay? And speeding up picks that jig back up a little bit, but it also gives you a little more control with your boat. So that's kind of how I do it as far as wind is concerned. But yes, to answer your question, I will pull them in choppy, windy weather for sure. Dave, how many minnows are you taking? Well, I don't fish with minnows. I haven't for a long time. The only time you'll see minnows in my boat is rather on a guide trip, if I'm taking people that have never fished before and I need to take them out there and drown minnows over a brush pile, or if I take when I would take my younger son or my middle child. He is actually getting ready to be 9, and he can cast better than some people I take on guide trips. So, he can absolutely get out there and look live scope and catch fish, feel the bite, set the hook. I don't even have to tell him anymore. He's like, "Where's the fish at?" I'm like, "Right there." He's like, "All right." Boo! He's like, "I got one." I mean, he's getting really good. So, as a matter of fact, probably next year, not this season, but next season, Josh Sanders is probably going to get a little upset with me because Josh is not going to be in the boat. I have kind of told him that a little bit, but next season, Josh will not be in the boat. It will be me and Brantley. So my son Brantley, like I said, he's getting ready to be 9. I've told him that next season he can fish with Dad in tournaments. I've been working with him and kind of preparing him for years now. I know that sounds crazy, but we've been working on technique. I mean, we've been working on dock shooting. We've been working on casting. We've been working on, slow, steady retrieve. We've been working on the real pause. We've been working on all these things. He doesn't realize we've been doing it, but we've been doing it. And, I don't tell him, "Hey, we're going to go work on technique today." I just work with him and fish with him, and I've had him in the boat. He knows he loves pulling planer boards. He's pulled planer boards a bunch of times. He's long lined. He's pretty much done it all. The only thing that he really hasn't done a whole lot of is snipe open water fish. He has not done a whole lot of that, but I'm confident that if I showed him a fish on the screen and said, "There he is," he could catch it. I am confident in that. We just hadn't done a whole lot of it, but next year is going to be probably the coming out season for him. He will probably be my tournament partner all season next year. I have already started looking at children's rain gear, 100 mile an hour suits, and children's warm, cold gear and all that good stuff. So, of course, he's got all his hunting stuff. I mean, he goes hunting all the time, so he's got his hunting stuff to stay warm. I mean, I'm not worried about that, but I am worried about rain suits and that sort of thing. So we got him hooked up, and next year's probably going to be his year. He's probably going to fish with Dad all season next year and see if we can't win a couple together. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, but yeah, I don't typically use minnows, and I know I went off on a tangent, but I don't typically use minnows unless, like I said, I have young kids in the boat. Of course, Little Wired's 2. Another year or 2, he's going to be in the boat, and we will be drowning minnows. And, I go back and I watch some of the videos of Brantley drowning minnows, and I'll never forget, there's a video on Teleco where he drags in about a 12, 13 incher, and he looks at me and he goes, "See, I told you I was better than you." And I was like, yeah, you are. And for those that have been watching the channel long enough, you might have seen that video. But he said, "See, I told you I was better than you." And I thought, man, oh, man, the things you've got to learn ahead of you, boy, is just going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So, like I said, next year is going to be a fun year for me. I can't wait. I've been dying to get him out there in a tournament trail. But, at the same time, I was afraid to get him out there in too much bad weather because, look, East Tennessee Crappie Club, we're plagued with it. If we have a tournament, it's going to rain, storm, wind, something, fog, something, and cold. I mean, it's going to do something. And I just didn't want to ruin fishing for him. I didn't want to get him out there too early and, him be like, "I want to go home." And I'm like, No, we're not going home. It's a tournament. You're going to be here for 8 hours. Get used to it. Lay down the boat, take a nap. I didn't want to be that dad. So I wanted him to mature and have fun fishing before he went out there. And it was kind of that mandate of tournament fishing, right? Where you got a start time, a finish time, a weigh in. I wanted him to enjoy the sport before he enjoyed tournaments, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So a lot of fun coming up for me in the next year or two. I guarantee you that. So then I get to tell you guys the stories about how Brantley let the big one get away. You know what I'm saying? Well, he stuck the net down, just knocked it right off the hook. I'm sure that's going to happen too. I'm sure there's going to be some trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Ron Mayo, old school. What are you going to do? Use an old Lowrance green box flasher? That's not a bad idea, as a matter of fact, but no. But Jimmy said, my old school's dynamite. There you go. My favorite time is racing Matt to the fishing hole. Yeah, that's just because, well, never mind. I was going to say something, but I can't say it. Guys, should I say Ray pretty much lobbed that one up. Should I get Ray? I've already got him once. I had Ray's boat, little quick story. I had Ray's boat in the shop here working on his live scope, and I sent him a picture. I'll show y'all the picture I sent Ray. He was supposed to pick his boat up the next morning, and I sent him a picture at like 11 o'clock at night of this right here. So there's his live scope pole that I was replacing with a new pole, and his live scope transducer with the collar cut off of his live scope cable. Because the new pole that he bought, you have to cut the collar off, okay? You have to cut this collar off right here and run it through the pole and then put a new collar on. So Garmin actually gives you new threaded collars that you can snap on the end of your transducer wire. So I clipped it, and as soon as I clipped it, I thought, man, this would be funny to send to Ray, tell him I broke it. And I didn't tell him I broke it. I just sent him a picture at like 11:30 at night because I knew he'd be in bed. 11:30 at night, I just sent the picture, nothing else. No explanation, no nothing. He gets up the next morning, he's sitting in front of my shop at 5 a.m. just waiting on me to turn the light on. He didn't even bring his fishing rods. He said, man, I saw that picture. I rushed over here so fast, I didn't even bring my fishing rods. And I was like, so I got him pretty good. But, hey, you lobbed up one more. I don't know. Should I hit that one that he lobbed up, or should I leave it alone? What do you guys think? I can get him again real good. All right. Red stick bait always works, Jimmy. There you go. Alex, thanks, Matt, for the information, and good luck on Douglas this Saturday. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Lots of laughs from Slab Happy. The last 3 times I've been to Douglas, it has been 2 to 3 foot whitecaps. Well, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference now, the fish bite, that's for sure. Jimmy Skeeter going Friday to keep an eye on all you fellers. Yep, I hear you. Well, he can keep an eye on me. He won't see me doing nothing but riding out. I'm going to be right here like this right here. I'm going to have this graph turned on, and I'm just going to be sitting here just riding around. I may even kick my feet up. I may kick my feet up on the dash, and I may just hang out and just do like this right here, and I'm just going to drive. That's all I'll be doing. I don't fish the day before a tournament. No way, no how, no ifs, nans, or buts about it. I ain't going to even pick up a fishing rod come Friday. You can bet your dollar on that one. You won't see a fishing rod in my hand come Friday. That's for sure. Joel Nash thinks deep, real deep. Have you got to try out the bonehead reel yet? Yes, I have. This is the second one that I have now because I like the first one, so I asked for a second one. So I have a second one, and I do like it. I do like the reel. It's smooth. It spools the line well. That's one thing about me that I kind of have a pet peeve is I want a good-sized bezel, okay? I want a good-sized spool, but I want it to spool properly too. So when I reel that line in, I want to look down and see my line on that spool equally. I don't want it to be more at the bottom than the top. I don't want it to be more at the top than the bottom. I want a good equal distribution on the line, and it spools it pretty well from what I've seen so far. So to answer your question, I like the reel. Do I like it better than my Fluger Try-On? just hard for me to get away from that Fluker Tryon, guys. It's hard. It's hard. I don't know that I like it better than my Tryon, but I do like the reel. I'll be there Friday. I will buy the chicken. Oh, you going to feed me Friday? If you're going to feed me Friday, I'm good with that. Ron, Jimmy and Dave, I had a distant cousin said using an old crank style phone works too. A lot of, yeah, also a lot quieter. Al from Indianapolis, Indiana, what's going on? Me and Josh on Chick anytime. What? What are you talking about, Ray? Is an underspin a good crappie bait? And what time of year do they work the best? All right, very good question. So I do use an underspin, and yes, it is a good crappie bait, but typically I like it certain times of the year. Spring and summer are typically when I like an underspin. I used to use a pony head or an underspin a lot. I don't use them as much anymore. I used to use them a lot trolling just for the flash because I like a lot of flash and I like a lot of action and movement in my trolling setup. I like to not only try to catch those feeding fish, but catch those fish that they're just biting out of pure reaction. I'm looking for that reaction strike. So I like a curly tail, an underspin, something with flash, something with some tail movement that just gets those fish going and gets them moving and gets them biting. But yes, an underspin is a good crappie bait. Outside of tournament fishing, do you return the females in the spring? Is there an easy way to tell the difference between male and female? Yes, in the spring. Really, as far as male and female, best way to tell is if they have a belly of eggs. I mean, if you see a big fat belly in the spring, then it's most likely a female. If you catch a larger fish, in your area or on your lake, let's take Teleco for instance. If I catch a fish that's over a pound on Teleco or pound and a quarter. If I catch a fish over a pound and a quarter, that's more than likely a female fish. Most of the male fish are on the smaller side. They're kind of that 3/4 of a pound to a pound. That's kind of a larger male on Teleco. But those larger fish are typically your females. Now, don't shoot me down on preaching good. Okay, guys. Yes, male fish can get large. They can get bigger. They just typically don't get as big as your female fish. So I'd say for your lake, if you figure out kind of what that split is, again, Teleco, it's probably pound and a quarter and up is the female fish, pound and a quarter and down is your kind of your male fish on the typical. But yes, to answer your question, I will let the large spawners go. Like that 268 that Don caught, I told him it was up to him. Again, if I'm on a guide trip and you're paying to go catch fish, to have fish to eat, I'm not going to mandate that you put a fish back. That's up to you at that point. Don said he wanted to put that fish back. We put that fish back. He actually asked me what I would do. I told him I would put that fish back. He put the fish back. Okay. But kudos to him for that. That fish is still swimming around the lake, and that fish will probably spawn, and there'll probably be more hybrid crappie in that lake. So that's pretty good. I hope that fish spawns. If anybody catches that fish out of Teleco, put that fish back. That's a giant for that lake. Okay. But I don't keep a whole lot of fish. I'll say that. I actually don't keep a whole lot of fish, Rick. I used to keep a lot of fish, but I fish so much now. I got with live scope and all the technology that's out there, planer boards, long line trolling, all this different stuff. If I want to eat fish, I can go catch. 6 fish is a meal for my family. So I can go catch 6 fish, come home and eat fish that night. You know what I'm saying? I don't keep a whole lot of fish in the freezer. I used to, but now I don't. So most of the fish that I catch, yes, go back for sure. Just needs another baby so he won't be able to fish. Yeah. Hey, Ray, he said, I'll get you back. No, you won't. I got you. How many poles? Wait, where we at? Wait a minute. How many poles do you rig up for tournament day? So how many poles do I rig up for tournament day? Well, it depends. Okay. So during the tournament, you're only allowed to fish with 8. So, but how many do I rig up? This coming tournament, I'll probably have somewhere between, without giving on, man, I'm going to give too much away on this one, Jonathan, but I'm going to answer your question anyway. I'll have somewhere between, I'll have somewhere between 16 and 20 poles in the boat. Somewhere between 16 and 24 rods probably in the boat come tournament day, Saturday. So now I'll have them in the boat rigged up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to use any more than 8 because I'm only allowed to use 8 at a time. I can have more in the boat, but I can only use 8 at a time. So, without giving away too much for all those people that were trying to figure out what my old school stuff was, I'll probably have somewhere, like I said, between 16 and 24 rods in the boat ready to go. And I got to get busy doing that because right now I've only got about 10, 11 in the boat that are rigged up, ready to rock. So we got to get busy. We got to get some more ACCs. The floor of my boat will be green. By the time I get there Saturday, it'll be green. So anyway. But on an average tournament, I'll have anywhere from on an average tournament anywhere from 4 to 8, something like that, rods rigged up, or 4 to 10. I don't take, and then if I know that I'm going to be fishing, open water, or I'm going to be fishing brush, or I'm going to be shooting docks, or maybe I think I'm just going to fish brush and docks, or natural structure and docks, or open water and docks, or whatever. If I know I'm going to be fishing open water and brush, then I may just take all my 6.5s and I may just have 3 or 4 rods in the boat. Okay. So really it depends on kind of the technique that I feel that I'm going to need to do, or the method I'm going to need to use to catch those fish. And then I'll put that tackle and those rods in my boat to prepare for that event. Okay. So yeah, it's not, it's not the same every time. It depends on kind of, like I said, how I envision catching those fish. Teleco, I had 11. I had 8 trolling rods and 3 casting rods. And that was it. Now my partner brought a couple himself, so he had a couple. So we probably had 13 in the boat, but for the most part, like I said, somewhere between 8 and 12 is probably what I generally have in my boat. Or 4 and 12 somewhere. All right, guys, we've been on about an hour. I'm to the bottom of our comment section. I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, if you watch this after the live, okay? If you watch this after the live, make certain that you comment what you think the winning weight will be at Douglas this weekend in pounds, not pounds and ounces, but just pounds. So 10.27, 11.44, whatever you think that's going to be. I will tell you this. I think the winning weight is probably going to be somewhere around, I'm going to say 1030. I'm going to say 1030, somewhere right around 1030. I think 1030 is probably going to be your winning weight. I could be wrong. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm thinking probably somewhere around 10.3, 10.30. So good luck, everybody, Saturday. If you're going to be on the water before Saturday, please be careful. Watch what we're doing. Hey, come on, Larry. Larry said 24 rods in the boat. Nice being a staff pro, I guess. Hey, come on, Larry. Don't do me like that, man. Good luck Saturday, everyone. Thanks, Dave. You too. Ron Mayos is 9.87. I'm going to stick with 10.3. I think that's probably close. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I hadn't been there in over a year. I hadn't been on Douglas since December of 22. So We're going to find out. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everything y'all do for the channel. As always, God bless, and we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please smash that subscribe button before you leave. And guys, check out wiredforcrappie.com. Check out all the merch on Wired for Crappie. We got shirts, we got hats, we got floating keychains, we got planer boards, we got what else do we have? Decals. I mean, we got all kinds of good stuff on wiredforcrappie.com. So check it out. Also, if you're looking to want to see some guide trip photos, wiredforcrappie.com. We got all the guide trip photos there, some smiling faces, some big fish, and a bunch of fish. So check those photos out too while you're there. There's a lot of cool stuff going on the website. But again, we'll catch you next week. Stay safe. Have a good week. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.